No, we don't talk politics, and we're not going to. Not going to. No, no, no. But what gets me, and I don't like this when people say this to me, I do not get into political bantering, discussions, like, especially right now with all of our elections. I have my thoughts, I have my beliefs, but if I don't engage in something and somebody turns around to me and says, well, then you just have your head in the sand. I cannot stand that saying. And here's why I can't stand it. I find that very insulting. It makes it sound like I am walking around with these rose-colored glasses or
Mhm.
blinders on, and I am this type of person that just is like, la, 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 the life is world and this and this and this. And it's nothing like that. It is, I choose not to get into a political, it doesn't even have to be political. I've had people say that to me in religion. I've had people say that to me in even in working out, if I don't agree with what they're doing. So I don't know. Has anybody ever told you guys your head's in the sand? And tell me how you felt about it.
I think it's so derogatory to say. We
Mm-hmm.
have something going on, religion, family member, uh, and that it just gets my blood boiling because it's so far from how we feel or what we know, but it's we choose to not engage. One, because most of the times you're not listening to us anyways. You're just pushing down what you want us, and you want us to change our views to yours. And when we don't, you sit there and go, you got your head in your sand in the sand. And it's one of those, that's something that can just get me going because it's so far from the truth. And I don't want to get all riled up now. But it does. It's just like it's like a slap
Mm.
in the face. It's like you're
Yeah.
you know nothing.
Yeah,
Trace.
it's like being called an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is why it's so important to be able to, I mean, we've talked about communication before, but to be able to communicate and to be able to accept the fact that not everybody is going to feel the same way about whatever the subject is as you do. And that's okay. I can have
Yeah.
my beliefs and opinion. You can have yours. We can coexist. It doesn't have to be, like this battle
No.
of I have to overtake your opinions, your brain. You have to see me as being right. You can have two different opinions and be very happy with that and be respectful with that. But that is part of the problem, is exactly what you just said, Tracy, is that what happens is that somebody wants to take their opinion and literally shove it into your brain and say, you are completely wrong. This is the way you need to think. And it is, instead of trying to fight back, a lot of us will just simply choose to say, I'm not going to get embroiled in this. I'm not going to have this discussion because I know where you're going to go.
Mhm.
Right? It's like we've been down this road before. I know what's going to happen here. So this is not going to be a win-win. If you would like to listen to my opinion and respect that, then it can be a win-win, right? But if you know that's not going to happen, it is much easier, I think, for everybody to simply just walk away from that conversation and just say, you know what? we're not going to talk about it. I don't want to.
So,
The thing I want to say is not just easier, because I don't necessarily easier. I am protecting my energy for
Mhm.
me. And
Yeah.
it's not an easy, it's a, I am not going to give you the gift of my energy if you're going to talk to me or be that way with me,
Yeah.
that any opinion I have is wrong and my head's in the sand because I don't agree with you. And I think that was a major challenge in this relationship that we, in the past, we like, yeah, whatever now, but it's just, I do not allow you to take that energy from me at
Mhm.
all because
Yeah,
you're not willing to
Yeah,
self-preservation.
listen.
Yeah,
right.
self-preservation,
I love
right?
the way
It's
you
like,
said that.
yeah,
I love the way you say that. Walking away does not mean anything other than protecting your energy. And when I
yeah.
say walk away, I don't mean sometimes it's not physically walking away.
Right.
It is, I'm not engaging in this, I'm not doing
Mhm,
that. But I have to be totally honest with you. In my brain, I might be saying to myself, huh, you want to talk about somebody who has it in the sand? They won't even listen to my opinion. Like, but I don't say that. I don't have that conversation with somebody. It's
mhm,
just a quick thought and it goes away because, like you said, Tracy E., we're not listening to their others' thoughts or, whatever our political views are, whatever our religion is, whatever your thought on how you make your coffee, make your bed, live your life, there is no, and no offense, if you don't want to know anything about politics, that's your right. That is your right. It's not, you're not wrong. If you don't want to know anything about religion, that is your right. It's not wrong. It's your opinion. It's your life. It's what you're doing. And I find that insulting, derogatory. Um, it's almost like we said before, like you're an idiot.
mhm. Yeah.
You know,
And
it's
you and the problem is that there is an opportunity here, a real opportunity, if there was to be true listening and true curiosity about what that person is actually saying, to be able to possibly understand them differently, or perhaps to have an interesting perspective on something that maybe you hadn't thought of before. But there has to be this agreement right off the get-go that that is going to exist within the conversation. It's not
mhm,
about you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong. It's not, that's not it. It's
right.
about let's coexist with you can have this opinion, I can have this opinion. Isn't that interesting, eh? That we're here we are, two humans, two completely different opinions based on what it is that we believe, how we were brought up, what our value system is. This is where we are, and just to have it be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
What a
And just
concept, Tracy.
I
I
know, eh?
know. What is this weird thing you're talking about? Wow.
and you know what? There have been times when I've listened to people, and I always learn new things.
Mhm.
We learn new things in these episodes. We've learned something, in the previous one, t then that we were recording. Tracy G was like, and I was like, you know, being open to hear and listen to what people have to say, it's an easy, simple thing.
I think what bothers me though, and I probably because I'm talking about a particular person, so bear with me, is that if I have enough respect for you to listen to you, why do you not have enough respect for me to listen to me? And why have you chosen that between the two of us, you're right? Like, who gives you that power? And that's what I exactly like. I don't know how many conversations I've had in the past with people that I didn't necessarily agree or I saw different opinions, but it was always respectful. It's always
Mhm,
respectful because again, I'm a lifetime learner. Maybe that, maybe I don't know everything, which is of course true, but to not even value, and I think it goes, now you're hitting some insecurities. You don't even value my opinion to like that I am wrong just off the get-go because I have one that's not yours is just it's just so energy taxing. It's
yeah.
even talking about it now, I could feel my energy just go "Bleh," because I just don't understand it. If you want me to hear you and what you have to say because you feel it so strong. Don't you think I have that same feeling?
Mhm.
And and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Tracy G, but have you ever had that form of a conversation with this person?
Respectful, yeah, that was but it gradually, like, that was the beginning, and it gradually got, now you can't even talk to
Yeah,
this person because you're
yeah,
not on the same.
yeah. And that's the other thing is to have that type of, you know, we always talk about how important communication is, how important being respectful to ourselves. Like you said, I love the box and the energy, and you can feel the energy changing as you're having this conversation. And I think Tracy E and I can see that it's a heated conversation for you, you know? And but I think we should also be able to have a conversation of, no, my head is not in the sand, but you're choosing not to listening to me, and I'm going to choose not to engage in the conversation any
Yeah.
further.
So I just want to say something about, because when you asked, had I had that before, in the past, it was two-way, and then
Hmm.
that got very energy sucking. So we stopped with our, like, we just stopped. Like, we just stopped when we let that person continue on. So we actually probably gave them their platform, because we just was like, this is okay, okay, see ya, bye. Like, we're
Yeah,
done. And now we can't even have a conversation because we're just idiots with our head in the sand. So it's
Mhm.
interesting because we did get to a point where we just stopped giving that
yeah,
energy, but then that
yeah,
was taken as, oh, you must think I'm right.
yeah, yeah. And it's just like you said. I mean, there's just so much energy you even put into that, and then it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, whatever. My energy is more important than
yeah,
having this discussion with you any further. And I give you credit.
yeah.
Give you credit.
You got to know when it's a no-win, and
Yeah,
when it's a no-win, that's when you have to like take care of yourself. Yeah,
Right. But it's a
you
family
can
member.
exactly.
So
you
now you
can
got a
you
little icky there because it's a family member, right?
yeah, but it's like you still have to take care of you,
Yeah.
because that ultimately is what is most important, because that's what they're doing for themselves.
Yes.
They're taking care
Like
of themselves, and they're
yep,
they're they don't care that you feel icky. They don't care about any of that. It's like, I'm right, and you got your head
yep,
in the sand because you don't agree with me.
Mhm.
yep,
So there you
absolutely.
yeah, when you can no longer, when a conversation becomes so polarizing that no one is listening anymore, then that's when you have to go into self-preservation and just say, I'm out. Like, I don't
Yep.
want to discuss this anymore, and I'm going to take care of me.
I do it all the time.
But
I
I
do it all the
but I
time.
think the other part is, like, so sitting here, the three of us, we would, I'm going to assume, we would never do that to someone else. And so it kind of throws us off when it's done to
Hmm.
us, because,
Mhm.
we sat and listened for years, and eventually this is just too much. And I just don't, like, I look at you two and I know that you would, I don't want to say put up with it, but you would be open to the conversation and not do that to someone. So for someone to do it to you, it's like a second jab, because one, I'm trying to force my opinion on, but you guys would never try to do that to someone else.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just
No, but yeah,
Yep.
but there's nothing wrong. And I have had several heated conversations with people as I have been um, trying to express what my outlook is on something. If I'm feeling like they're not actually understanding my opinion or my point of view, then I have been in several heated discussions, and it has taken somebody to say, it's not that I'm disagreeing with you in terms of you having your opinion. I'm just telling you that I have a different one. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you didn't understand what I was saying. It's like, that changes everything, right?
Yeah.
But it's really important. And and I do this when somebody is having that type of a conversation with me, I try to interject with, I see you have your opinion, but I also have a different one.
Right.
And is that
Right.
okay? Is that going to be okay? Because if it's not, let's stop the conversation.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because you can't, you like, no one has the right to do that to your brain. Nobody.
No, no. I like that. I like the way you said that. I learned something new again. So I like the way you said that. So, viewer, have you ever used that expression or have you had that expression said to you? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but sometimes I think we use expressions not realizing how the other person might feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had it said to you, do you feel as it's derogatory? The three of us might be like, we might be the odd people out. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
put it down in the comment and let us know. If you have any questions or need some help on this topic, put those in the comments also. If you think this needs to go to somebody that might be telling you to put your head in the sand so they can have an understanding of it, just share it. Just take this and share it right with them. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, and notification so you know when our next episode will be out. Until then.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.